Silence Audio presents the unabridged recording of Gone to Her Grave by Melinda Leigh, performed by Kate Rudd. Chapter 1. Strobe lights throbbed in the dark and swirled across the peeling white paint of a small, forlorn house. The cheerful play of color highlighted the battered state of the home. Carly turned into the driveway and parked next to a police cruiser. Sitting back off the road on a large wooded lot, the one-story home had no particular design other than basic rectangular box. The forest loomed over the house. Insects hovered in the high, weedy grass that passed for a lawn. Trash had blown up against the cinder block foundation, and a rusted washing machine sat off to the side of the front yard. Chained to nearby trees, 4 large dogs barked from the edge of the clearing. Being a social worker for Child Protective Services in the small town of Solitude, Oregon, had its highs and lows. Emergency calls after midnight qualified as one of the latter. She got out of her Jeep. Even at the late hour, the air was too hot and too humid for a Pacific Northwest July. A red-headed county deputy in his late 20s came out of the house and greeted her. She vaguely recognized him. No doubt they'd met at a scene much like this one in the past. The local police force was chronically short-handed and relied on the county sheriff to cover the expansive rural township.
Ma'am, things seemed to have settled down, but we wanted CPS's take on the situation before we left.
What's going on?
Tammy Fisher and her friend were having a beer in the kitchen when Darren Fisher came home drunk. The Fishers started going at each other. The friend got scared, left, and called 911.
The deputy frowned at the house.
Darren appears to be intoxicated. There are 4 kids inside. Oldest is 15, youngest is about 3.
Let's go inside. Carly walked to the door. The deputy opened the front door and led the way inside.
Tammy's in the kitchen. My partner took Darren out back to cool off.
The deputy was on edge, and Carly understood why. Her father had been a cop. Her sister was a cop, and technically, Carly was still married to a cop, though she and Seth were currently separated. Domestic disturbances were some of the most dangerous and volatile situations police officers encountered. Grease and cigarette smoke coated the back of Carly's throat as she stepped into the living room. In front of a small TV, 4 kids huddled on a torn couch. Despite the open windows, little air moved through the interior of the house.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?